I am joined by more than a few. I have Gator Mike. This is where you say hello.
What's up, everybody?
I have P. Cola Gator.
Hello.
There it is. And, of course, your daddy and mine, Aqua Tatty.
Hello.
But Tatty, you're not going to stay with us. You're gonna vamoose when the race starts.
No, I'm gonna stay here. I was actually gonna go in a different chat, but with you guys having an issue with like Gator Mike might not make the whole thing, so I figure I'll stay up in here and help you all.
That's quite all right. I appreciate it. I like when you're around. So it's Tuesday night, so that means GC Sports is going to be racing 100% truck races. We have a heck of a lineup in these races on Tuesday nights. It's a pleasure to have you guys in the booth with me, and whenever we get going, that'll be great. We are missing a superstar performer in the series tonight. He has decided, or maybe forces that he cannot control, but Private Patton, the driver of the 21 truck, which I'm trying to scroll and find right now on your screen, is going to miss tonight's race, which is going to effectively eliminate him from post-season contention. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The guy you have been watching the last few weeks win race after race will not be racing for a championship. Oh. But he knew the rules when he came in. He missed a number of races that he wasn't supposed to miss. Again, can't control things sometimes, but those are the rules, and that's what's going to happen. So RJ Smitty is the driver of the 3 truck. He is effectively now your front runner to win the championship, in this humble broadcaster's opinion. Anybody want to agree or disagree with that?
It's not going to be easy for RJ Smitty. Yeah, he kind of becomes a favorite. Go ahead and go.
Cover it now. All right, we are loading into the EcoBoost Ford 200, or is it the Ford EcoBoost 200? It's 200 miles around this 1.5 mile oval in Homestead, Florida, just south of Miami. Homestead was in the news when I was a kid because it was the direct hit of Hurricane Andrew in 1992, and then a few short years later, they erected this wonderful racing facility. I should be looking at a Fanatec screen right now. I hear the crowd. Here we are. The nice teal walls of Homestead in your view. Waiting for the green flag to drop. Here we come out of turn 4 to get the green flag. Your pole sitter, the 00 of Aqua Tatty. In the booth with us now, leading the field down the straightaway into turn number 1 for the first time here on Tuesday night, GC Sports and the Ford EcoBoost 200. 2 by 2 they go into turn number 1. The outside pole was the number 30 of Mo Power. Mo Power what? I forget which Mo Power that was. Mo Power Disaster. And he's going to get past, looks like down low, with the number 98 of Country Caliber, who qualified 3rd. And just behind him is the number 32 of Probably Your Dad.
Yeah, Country Caliber is going to be the driver that I'm watching tonight. Ran some pubs with them earlier and for this Homestead track. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that yellow and silver number 98 with his good starting spot there in 3rd place. But we got to fight for the lead already.
We have Mo Power Disaster is going to go low on your pole sitter Aqua Tatty coming out of turn number 2. Oh, yeah, it's turn number 2. We got to spin. The 23 is up in the air, and he gets collided with a few times. The 45, the 23, the 44, the 68, all involved here in the early on. The 23 is on his side, up against the inside wall in the back straightaway, and actually, I think he is now out of the race. Nope, I stand corrected. He is right there in turn number 3, going back up to speed.
They didn't get any damage from that. We don't run damage here, so they aren't going to be slower on speed. They'll be able to stay on the lead lap, and they can still fight for things here once stage 2 rolls around. But it's going to be a nice, long, solo stage 1 for these guys.
The pleasures of sim racing. You don't have to pay for the damage. You don't even have to have damage. Aquatati is still your leader. He is taken to the high side here in the early going. He has Country Caliber just behind him. There's Blakey T in the number 16. You see Mopower Cowboy at the tail end of this first pack. We have a little bit of a lag, it seems like, occurring, but we'll hopefully that'll fix itself. Here's T-Bird in the number 15, uncharacteristically kind of back in the pack right now. But like Gator Mike said, this is the early part of the race. No need to really push it. Let's just survive, stay on the lead lap, and get to learn our truck.
Yeah, this is these guys right now are just on the basic sliders that they chose. They haven't made any adjustments to these things yet. So these things are not going to handle to their liking just yet. So stage 1 is a really good time to be able to just ride, kind of survive. But as we saw last night, Homestead is a track. It's going to look a lot like Daytona and Talladega at times. These guys were 2, 3 wide, many rows deep last night. So I expect a lot of the same, as Taddy is now trying to stretch out his lead just a little bit.
Has not relinquished the lead yet here in the early going. Something about Miami or Homestead that I personally like and also can dislike is how many different ways you could get fast around this track. You can be fast if you go in late. You can be fast if you go in early. The 98 is inside spinning. Not sure what happened there. I just saw him get out of shape out of turn 2. He's going to lose the front pack. But as I was saying, if you take an early line, say you let go of your gas a little earlier, you'll be able to fire through the turn and have a longer straightaway, so to speak. But there are those that will drive it deep into the turn and be nearly as fast. Goodbye, Picola.
He should be back. He was having some issues. But Homestead is a track. We had some contact with that. Looked like Spanker might have got involved in that.
Yeah, we heard that, but we didn't see it.
Homestead is a track where there's really 2 distinct lines here. You got the line around the bottom, which by yourself is going to be probably the faster lane. There's also the lane around the top, where if you're in a pack or if you're trying to pass somebody, that may itself be the faster lane. So these guys can set their trucks up to run either lane. I myself prefer the bottom, and it looks like most of these guys here are choosing to run the bottom. But it does provide for some great racing here at this mile and a half.
Multi-lane racing surely does. The former home of the NASCAR Cup Championship. They've now since moved it to Phoenix International Raceway. But this was the home to many a pleasure if you're a Jimmy Johnson fan in the last 20 or so years. But today it is owned by the GC Sports Trucks. Aquatati and bunch, OJ Smitty in second, Mopower Disaster in third. Probably your dad. He is falling back. He must have been part of one of those earlier skirmishes who no longer is in the front of the field.
Yeah, you mentioned RJ Smitty right there in second. Right before we loaded in, I was talking about the championship and implications and how Private Pat's going to miss this, and it's making RJ Smitty the front runner. So just to expand upon that, RJ Smitty probably is considered the front runner right now for this title, but it's not going to be easy for him. There are still plenty of drivers out there that can give him that challenge. Coming into tonight, probably your dad is the points leader. Country Caliber, Aquatati, T-Bird, they are all solid drivers in their own right. So just because Private Pat is not going to be able to fight for the title does not mean RJ Smitty can slack off in any way. Well
said, my partner, well said. It is going to be an exciting run down the stretch. How many races do we have left? Some of the viewers may be wondering.
Oh, we've got 2 left in the regular season after tonight. Next week we'll be going north of the border to Canadian Tire, and then we're going to have a wild card race after that to end the regular season. And then it's playoff time, so 2 more races, 3 including tonight before playoff.
Awesome. Everybody, please stay tuned. Tuesday nights, in my opinion, have been one of the better nights to watch some racing midweek. I know you have a lot of leagues and streams you could choose from. iRacing, NASCAR Heat, Project Cars, and F1. We're happy that you chose us and you're hanging out here with us tonight. Aquatati has not given away the lead yet. The 38 looks like he may be pitting as he went down low to signal on the back straightaway. He's going to lose a spot or 2 while doing that.
It looked like he got a little bit loose there coming off of turn 2.
It came out of the side of the screen, so I wasn't sure if he had gotten loose or if he was actually going to... I thought it might have been a little early for a pit stop, but nonetheless, he loses 2 positions.
last night, if anybody was able to tune in for that, the drivers in stage 1 ended up staying all the way out and running their tires out and just taking 2 at the ends, and that's what ended up being the winning stage strategy. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that tonight as well, as these top 5 have really broken away from the rest of the field. So let's see who plays some cat and mouse here.
They really have, and I wanted to make comment. Blakey T here, he did not qualify near the front. I can't remember exactly where, but it was not in the top 5. And now he sits 4th right now, and as this field is broken away, it's fairly impressive to see the 16 truck up there with them. Not in his skill level. We know his 16 drives near the front often, but he, again, did not start in the top 5 tonight.
Yeah, Blakey T's had to pass a few trucks here tonight, and he has found himself in a really good spot, as it looks like it's just going to be a 5-truck battle for the stage win at this point. Even though it's still early on, they've got such a huge gap over the rest of the field, and it's going to be hard for anybody else to even come close to being able to challenge.
Let's see those people who may be the ones to come close. I think the 13 might be one of the closest. Nope, I stand corrected. The 88 of Justin Hackett is in 6th place. He is leading this second group of cars. We'll take a look back from him. There you see the 15 of T-Bird, as we normally see as a front runner. The 74 of is that Old Guy? That's his name, right?
It looks like our leader, Aquatati, is going to be the first to hit pit lane here.
T-Bird is also going to hit pit lane from the second pack.
Looks like he's elected to try to short pit this thing and see what happens.
How many laps are we in right now?
Let me pull up the stream.
Yeah, I apologize. I got a new. One of the reasons I was late today was I was busy getting a new phone.
I've had my Snapchat open for the last hour, so I need to go pull up the stream here.
That's halfway through the run, just so you know.
Halfway through stage 1.
There's 30 laps in stage 1, so we completed 15. We're going to 15 to go.
The 88's going to pit. The Old Guy 24 is going to take position from him. 88, the 02 is also going to pit. That is Blaney Fan 0422. The 98 is also in. That's Country Caliber. We saw him up front, but then he had a little trouble getting into the wall, and here he is in the second group of cars.
So Aquatati still has been the only leader to pit. The top 4 are still right here in the front, and I think by them staying out this many laps, they're going to do that strategy as we saw last night, do the 2 tires at the end of the run. Just my my thought process here. RJ Smitty, he's in such a good spot right now. He can afford to do that.
He is your leader. He has the 38 and 8 just behind him a little ways, as he's kind of separated from them. That's second and third. He's going to stay out just another lap. He's going to go. It seems he's going to go the distance, all the way through his gasoline.
Top 4 are kind of stretching out a little bit as these tires age. That 38 truck in the back is really, really loose. I've been keeping an eye on him. It looks like this time he is going to pit. Can't hold on for any more laps in that 38, so expect no power disaster to hit pit lane right here. And there he comes.
Who's coming? No power disaster?
Top 3. Yep, no power disaster. So that leaves RJ Smitty, Blakey T, Mo Power Cowboy still out on the track here.
Good run by Mo Power Cowboy up here.
Yeah, definitely. Haven't mentioned his name, but he's been there the whole time.
I apologize. I'm trying to bring up the streams as well on my brand new iPhone 12.
I'm still rocking a 10, and I have no reason to change it. I have not broken the screen, cracked the screen, nothing. It's still in like new condition. So
not that our viewers care about our cell phones, but I was rocking an 8 for the longest time, and now I finally got a new phone, so it was due.
I do kind of skip generations though. I went from a 6 to an 8 to a 10, and I don't know. I still haven't gotten to 12, but I guess it's because I've made this 10 last so very long. It's still
right. You'll get a 15 when the time comes.
Yeah, maybe.
Speaking of 15, there's T-Bird making a pass on your friend and mine, Butters, 1978. Or is it 73? Driving that beautiful number 17 truck. The Evo B, it will also make a move below Butters. RJ Smitty has not pit yet. Aquatati, who was your first guy to pit, he is in 10th. So your top 9, oh, he's in 9th now. So the top 8 are still to pit. Those include names like SMK Sludge, Mo Power Cat. The 3 cars you see leading, RJ Smitty, Blakey T, and Mo Power Cowboy. And a few others.
Looks like Blakey T might come down pit lane this time by.
Let's make sure he's the low guy here in this situation. And sure enough, you are right. Here he comes alone down pit road. Not that that really matters here. It's not a place. The draft does do something, but you don't necessarily need it to make passes or catch cars.
You don't need it, but it certainly helps.
Right.
That's for sure. That draft last night, it was incredible. It looks like our last 2 leaders here are going to come down pit lane right now.
Indeed they are. That's RJ Smitty in the number 3 and the number 8 driven by Mo Power Cowboy. Here they come. We're going to switch it to Aquatati here on your screen in the 00. We're going to do so because we assume he'll gain the lead once he goes by.
I'm actually expecting those guys that fit those last stop, they're probably doing 2-tire deal, so I would expect the 3 to probably still come out as good.
Gotcha. Actually, Blakey T is ahead of you as he came out of pit road by 4 or so seconds, but he is in 4th. There are still 3 guys who haven't pitted, it seems. Mo Power Cowboy is now pitting. Old Guy 24, not sure if he came down pit road yet. He's coming down now. Him and Mo Power Cowboy are coming down pit road are coming off of pit road, I should say. They did do 2 tires. Blakey T's going to go by them, but your pole sitter, Aquatati, it looks like he's going to be a little bit behind still. So that's the strategy. Pit early and take 4, or pit later and take only 2. There, RJ Smitty is in front of these 4. Good job by Old Guy 24 to get from the top 10 into the top 5.
Must have had his son there give him a couple tips for this race.
Oh, sorry, my kid's coming downstairs.
Though RJ Smitty does maintain the lead after that round of pit stops, he did elect to take that 2-tire strategy that we saw a lot of the leaders do last night. And he is going to maintain the top spot here as he looks to clinch another stage victory here this season. Behind him, though, is Blakey T right there in 2nd place in the 16 truck, and Mo Power Cowboy in 3rd. So that's the way they came into the pits, that's the way they came out of the pits. Pretty equal gap between the top 3. Just a handful of laps remaining here. I believe we're at 3.
Yeah, those 3 to go.
So 3 to go here in stage number 1, the Ford EcoBoost 200 GC Sports YouTube network. The Tuesday night slider truck series here at Homestead Speedway. RJ Smitty seems to be stretching that gap just a little bit as he hits 2 to go. Blakey T trying furiously to run him down, but I just don't see that happening. Aquatati did elect to take 4 tires on his pit stop and try to use those to gain those track position back. However, it looks like he's going to come up just short here on that strategy. But it's still early on here in stage 1 in this race. So it doesn't hurt to try anything here in stage 1. He'll still come home with a respectable stage finish here inside the top 5.
Yeah, to go with what you were saying, Gator, I knew that the 2-tire strategy was probably going to be the best one, but I also know that you can't always get your whole pit adjustment in, so I went for comfortability over the rest of it. I kind of just wanted to get my whole setup in now, so I don't really have to worry about it later on.
Absolutely. As RJ Smitty crosses the line there, he's going to win stage number 1.
Sorry about that, fellas. I am back. I apologize.
RJ Smitty, your stage 1 winner.
Yes, sorry. I had the camera on him there at the end, but I apologize for my abrupt departure. Kids.
Now, stage 2 is going to be very interesting. Last night, we saw a lot of the drivers try to save some fuel and make it the entire stage.
Well,
that did catch a few drivers out and put them a lap down last night.
Total left in the race is 104 laps. Your top 5 was the 3 of RJ Smitty, the 16 of Blakey T. Go up, Aquatati, I'm reading yours.
I sent it in the broadcast chat.
Gotcha. Mo Power Disaster was 3rd. 4th was Aquatati, and 5th was Old Guy 74.
Great job there from Old Guy getting the top 5 on the stage.
I stand corrected as Mo Power Cowboy in 4th, not Disaster.
Just rounds out your top 10.
Start of stage number 2. RJ Smitty and Blakey T will lead the field into turn number 1. Mo Power Cowboy and Aquatati follow in suit. The 16 takes a bit of a high line there early on, but he's going to he'll lose a little ground to the 3.
Yeah, you're going to see here pretty early on who's going to try to save this stage. You got to save 3 laps of fuel to be able to make it with no stops here in stage 2. So you're going to see early on who's going to try that and who's not.
So far, it looks like everybody is in the pack. No one's doing much of saving here. Probably your dad is in the best position to do that because he is at the tail end of this pack in the 32 truck. And if he wanted to start saving like you said. What's that?
We were 3 wide for second place there. Things are getting hairy at the front
Yes,
of the field.
we are. The 38 was high, but he's backed out of it, and we're back to Aquatati and RJ Smitty side by side here going into turn number 2 as Blakey T has taken over the lead and is not shy about it. Maybe the 3 is considering saving because he didn't really fight for the lead. He's been staying low. In fact, he looks like he's letting everybody go by. Little by little. He's not really fighting to get up there. He's just letting everybody get around him on the outside here. Spectre 24 is now on the outside of him.
Yeah, RJ Smitty here. He's staying low out of the way. Not as fast as some of these guys on the straightaways. He might be electing to try to save that fuel. If you don't save that fuel and you do try to just race this out, you put yourself in a very dangerous situation. Dangerous being, we don't have cautions in this series, so you don't have the chance at a free pass other than at this stage end. So if you're in the second truck 1 lap down, your night is essentially over.
We are on the roof of Blaney X89. He is behind Butters 1973, just ahead of him. I'm not sure, but if Blaney is saving behind him, see if we can get to him real quick. Behind him is the 32 of Probably Your Dad. He is clearly saving to be this far back so early. And behind the 32 is nobody, it appears. There might be one guy back there. SMK Sludge is the last guy. He's in last place of everyone who still remains in the race. And he is clearly trying to save. So there we have at least 3 trucks. RJ Smitty, the 2 of SMK Sludge, and the 68 of Blaney X89. And possibly Butters and, who did I mention just before?
The
Might have just been Butters.
The chess match is in full swing right now.
Definitely. Blakey T is not saving. He is just leading.
Yeah, he's not saving anything. He's going for it. As is Disaster there in second place.
Your
Evo
winner
in third, Cowboy fourth. They are not saving at all. They are riding this thing out.
Aquatati may just be casually saving there in sixth place. Saving his bumpers anyway.
It is much easier if you have a wheel shifter to be able to save fuel. On a controller, it is incredibly difficult to be able to save fuel, especially at a track like Homestead. So some of these guys in the front, if they're on controller, it might just be the better option for them to try to race it out and see where their cards hold, or see where they lay at the end of the stage versus trying to save it. You're going to lose a lot of time trying to save it.
You are probably right. You are not one I would want to argue with very much. And we agree most of the time anyway.
That's not the first time I've heard that.
The 23 truck, he is back up into the top 10 after that bad start to stage number 1. He's just behind T-Bird in the 15. And Jimmy Johnson throwback scheme. He's in 8th place. That's 8th place. That makes T-Bird in 7th. 9th place is the 02 of Blaney Fan, and 10th place, Old Guy 24, who was your 5th place truck at the end of stage number 1. Driving the Mike Harmon colors today. Justin Hackett. Oh, go ahead.
About to say, I'm still up here in this front group, and just as you were about to mention, Justin's right up here with these guys. This is the highest he's been tonight, made up a lot of ground right now, currently riding in 6th position. So he's giving that 88 truck a really good wheel here tonight.
Well said. I was just going to mention the same thing. Yeah, Justin Hackett, we've seen him up front a bunch of times. Some things have happened to him, like at Michigan, he was running well, and then, or it was at Auto Club, and he got caught up something late, and it kind of screwed up his top 5 finish. But don't be surprised if you see Justin Hackett make a battle for the lead at some point here in the race.
Yeah, he's a very talented driver, but he might have the worst luck of anybody in the entire field. But right now, sitting in a really good spot here in 6th place.
I'm going to have to take another 2-minute hiatus, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to leave it on your leader, the number 3 truck. Gotcha. No, not the 3 truck, the 16, I'm sorry. There he is, Blakey T, in the lead. Low power Disaster behind him.
So yeah, Blakey T right now is your leader here tonight at Homestead. He has led, I think, almost every lap here of stage number 2. He shot off really well there on that restart here to begin stage 2 and is trying to just maintain that gap as the guys fought behind him. They've since gotten single file kind of stretched out. You got some guys kind of saving here, but Low Power Disaster trying to run him down from 2nd place. Hasn't really made too much ground up on him, but he's still within striking distance. I'd try to get around a Disaster. There he is. And he's got his Mo Power teammate right there behind him, Mo Power Cowboy, pushing him down the straightaway. Trying what they can to catch Blakey T as he fights with some lap traffic. I believe that is Sludge. It is Sludge. So your Eldora winner, Sludge, is a lap down here early on in stage number 2. You might have to do some kind of strategy play to get that lap back.
I think he's already pit.
Interesting.
I've seen
that might be his strategy play. Pit early. Brings him out here right behind your leader. As Blakey T, he's either signaling or he's blocking the advances of that 2 truck down the back straightaway. Find out right now. He's just blocking the 2 truck. So you got a Toyota out front, leading 3 Fords here in the top 4 trucks. Aquataddy sitting back there in a Chevrolet in 5th. Got Justin in a Ford still in 6th place. Blakey T fighting really hard with this lap truck, though, as they make some contact going into corner number 3. Sludge is going to be able to get around your leader here to get that lap back on the high side. So put him back on the lead lap in the number 2 truck. But that does allow Cowboy to get right up on the back bumper to fight for this lead here with Blakey T. Got a really good run off of corner number 2. Took a peek there down the back straightaway. Not enough to be able to get there.
All right, I am back.
So try the same thing again.
Sorry for that, guys. Busy household today.
Here, Brink, with Blakey and Cowboy, who's really pressuring that 16 truck.
And they're coming up on those back markers who are saving fuel and tires for this second run. That's the SMK Sledge in the 2.
Yeah, Sludge is already pit. He just got back around the leader to get back on the lead lap.
Gotcha. The 8.
Oh, Cowboy just lost out of 2.
He did. That was not a pit signal for sure. Didn't lose that much time. Yeah. He's still in second.
Save. That truck looked like it was gone.
And his buddy Mo Power Disasters behind him in 3rd. Mo Power Smith.
That's calmed things down here at the front.
Yeah.
Cowboy was really pressuring the 16, but with that mistake, it's kind of calmed back down here.
It has come back down. It's going to go through the field again. Here's Mo Power D. Smith. We haven't mentioned him yet today in the 34 truck. Riding mid-pack, just behind the 74 of Old Guy. Old Guy going underneath the 02, I believe, of Blaney Fan. Oh, that might have been the 24. I confused the black trucks. Oh, the 02 looks like something happened to him as he is slow, now going backwards on the track.
Yeah, it looks like he had some contact with the 88 there coming out of corner number 2.
He was taking it real easy getting back on.
Caught the inside wall.
Hellraiser 38, I haven't mentioned his name yet today. Here he is racing with the, looks like the 45 truck. That's Brian SP on the 45.
The field all spread out right now. Drivers are trying all sorts of different strategies. We've already had some guys pit, some guys trying to save. There's still some guys that have yet to pit, so it's all spread out. Going to be very confusing here at the end of stage number 2.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to go through some streams. I'm going through. It was nice when Private Patton was in the race because his stream, he was always on the standings. I know Aquataddy's in 4th.
16 has come to pit road.
Now your leader is going down pit road. I think the 02 may have retired from this race. You see him on pit road there. Mo Power Cowboy has assumed your lead. He's following the number 2 truck of SMK Sludge, who is the tail end of the lead lap.
I'm going to step away here for just a minute.
No problem, buddy. Justin Hackett, who's just behind the 00 of Aquataddy here. I believe that is for position.
Yes, it is.
Blakey T has rejoined the field. He is just ahead of the 00. a lap down for now. Here's Butters in the number 17. He's just ahead of RJ Smitty. Underneath the 68 of Blaney 89. I stand corrected. The Blaney fan 0422 and the 02 is back on the track. He is not out of the race. 13, the Evo B. He's near the top 5, if not in it right now. We've seen him race near the front and get into some trouble. Not of his own making in the past.
Hey, real quick, we were talking about fuel strategy. That right there is 3 laps to go. So anybody that does not pit this time by has no intention of pitting, and that really only gives the leader that option.
Got you. The 68 looks like he has also retired from the race. We saw him down low, and now he's on pit road. He is out. 44, heavy duty 420. He's coming up on Hellraiser in the number 87. Brian SP just behind them, and these 3 trucks are running down the 15 of T-Bird and the 13 of Evo B.
The leader is on pit road. The 38 has stayed out.
Well, we will go to the 38 of Mopower Disaster. That is Blakey T in front of him, but that is not for position. He would put him a lap down if the 38 were to get to Blakey T. And you have how many laps remaining, Aqua?
38's coming to the white flag lap right now.
All right. Stage. So when he crosses the line, there will be one more to go for stage number 2. "21 cars started this race tonight.
Trying to juggle some things on and off track right now.
I feel you. We're getting.
Pardon me if I got to step away here.
It's okay.
Just dealing with some things. So
my household is busy too. But trust me, I understand.
Hanging in there as long as I can.
So the 38, he's got the 00 just behind him. That is for position. Oh, did you guys pass?
This is for the stage.
Yeah, you guys are running for the win here. The 38 might be running low on fuel.
I'm out already sputtering.
The 00 sputtering, but he's gonna pass for the lead. And
00 sputters across the line for the stage win.
2 guys sputtering, but they made it. And Aqua Taddy's gonna come victorious here in stage number 2.
Taddy saved just enough.
Just a tear more than Mopower Disaster. Good job to both of you, though. Tough break for the 38.
That any better. That was too perfect.
3rd in the stage with Brian SP 4th in the stage.
Wow. Some shockers there up in the front.
Yeah, good job,
That's really going to
fellas.
shake up this running field.
Looks like Hellraiser in 17th is going to be the first one a lap down. So everybody else, you have 16 drivers on the lead lap. Hellraiser would become your 17 drivers on the lead lap out of the 21 that started this race.
Blakey T is in 16th, the tail end of that.
Well, Taddy, the ball's in your court right now. Going to line up here first to start stage 3. How you feeling?
I'll tell you at the end of stage 3.
Well, you got an old guy lining up to the outside of you there in 2nd place. Great run for that 74 truck tonight.
The green flag is back out. Stage number 3, the longest stage of the race, is underway. 71 more laps to go.
Yeah. The good thing about stage 3 is there's 71 to go. You get about 24 laps of fuel. So you don't really have to save, but at the same time, if you push your truck too hard, you might just ruin the tires. So you're going to see some really good racing here in stage 3. It's not really going to be a mileage race.
We are on the 15 truck. Real quick, out of turn 2, the 15 truck got loose, overcorrected, and he is a single car wreck here at the start of stage 3. Tough break for T-Bird in the 15.
3 wide for 2nd place. RJ Smitty on the top. His dad on the bottom there, an old guy. And you got Disaster stuck in the middle.
The 98 not sure who to go with, right behind the 38, but he's trying to fend off the 13 just behind him as we look back here from the 74 truck.
Yeah, Country Caliber in the 98 sneaking back into things here. Just slowly creeping on up. Got into some trouble there in stage 1. and has spent most of the race trying to fight his way back into a good spot. And there he is, fighting for second, third, fourth place.
Bumpers are a bumping. Here's a fresh name to the front of the pack here. The number 32 truck of probably your dad is just behind old guy 24. He's going to make a move to the inside. They're going to go 3 wide and 3. He backs out wisely. The 74 almost takes his nose off into the turn.
Yeah, this is some of the racing like we saw last night. We were 2, 3 deep, rows back.
The 32 tried to push the envelope there, and the 74, they touched. Now they're both going to lose some spots going into turn 1.
So all this fighting has allowed Taddy to get a little bit of a gap there for the lead, but RJ Smitty is now clean and free from that traffic. He's going to try to run down that 00 with a big push down the back straight air away from Disaster.
I was just going to say the big push out of Mopower Disaster. 32 has now gone high, as you have a train of trucks who are using the high line here. Coming out of turn number 4, he's going to get the momentum. The 74, he's all by himself down there, and it's going to be hard to fend this whole line of cars off. As now you see the 16 of Blakey T making a pass on the 74 truck. Gets a little help out of the 2, as they're going to head down the back straight away. Now the 2 leaves him. They're going to be, the line's going to go high again against the wall. Brian SP, Spectre 24 go low, but now they drift high as well. Nobody wants to stay down in the bottom with the 74 truck. And he's just losing spot after spot now.
I feel that pain. The same thing happened to me at one point in last night's race. I just got stuck in that low lane all by myself and lost quite a few spots. So, old guy, I feel you, man.
Let's go back to the 32. As he has cleared a few of those trucks. Now he is just behind the 13. He's in 7th place, excuse me. Pushing the Evo B, who is in 6th place, under the 23. He's going to follow the 98. 13 taps the wall, which the 32 makes evasive action, but he's going to get right behind the 13 going into turn number 1. And he'll make...
still fighting pretty hard, but at the same time, they got to open up their car status and make sure they're not using up too much tire here early in the stage. They can make it on 2 stops here in the final stage, and that is going to be the winning strategy. You do not want to have to stop a third time.
We have a battle for the lead here as the 00 is going to have an attempt from the 3 of RJ Smitty. He's going to be by himself down low. He had momentum going into the turn, but Aquatati has it coming out. Mopower Disaster is going to follow the 00 as well as the 23 truck. The 3 may get...
Aquatati there with a pretty defensive line in corner number 1. He didn't go all the way up to the wall. He kind of rode that middle lane, pinched RJ Smitty down to that white line, where RJ Smitty wouldn't have that momentum to be able to get around him. So good move there. Good defensive driving from Patty to hold on to this lead.
That's real good strategery out of the 00 truck. But the 3 is hanging tight right there on his back bumper. The both of them have separated a little bit from 3rd place, which is Country Caliber in the 98.
That's the guy I said to keep an eye on, and he is proving me right here as he has fought his way back all the way up through the field, sitting in 3rd place. Country Caliber. Probably your dad sneaking up to 4th. He was the points leader in tonight's race.
Like Jaws coming up from the back.
Still looking for that win.
So he leads the points, does not have a victory, but he has probably the most amount of top 5s in the league. We'd have to double check the stats, but yep. I mean, to be leading at this stage with no wins, you've got to.
Yeah, it started every race so far, all 9 races. He's got 7 top 5s out of those 9 races and 8 top 10. So incredibly consistent, incredibly powerful finishes there out of that 32 truck, and that's why he is the points leader even without a win.
And I do believe the one race he didn't have a top 10 was the race he lagged out of. So he's an internet connection away from a bad finish. That's it. Otherwise, he will be up here at the front as he's trying to make a move on the 98. Following him down the front straightaway, but he's going to go higher into the turn, trying to get the momentum off the turn and down the front straightaway.
you know he's hungry for that win, though. It kind of sucks to sit there and be in the points leader and not have a win to back that up. So he's hungry here tonight at Homestead. He's sitting in a great spot to be able to get that done.
Yeah, what would you prefer, a win or a championship?
Both.
Well, if you can only have one, I might choose the championship.
Well, a win is a good way to be able to get yourself into the championship.
That is true. Before we had the Cup playoffs, I remember in 1984, Terry Labonte won the championship with 3 victories. And then he did it again in 1996, again with only 3 victories. To put that in perspective, Jeff Gordon in 1996 and Mark Martin, if I'm not, it could have been him or Rusty Wallace. I gotta go back and look. Anyway, those 2 drivers amassed for over a third of the victories that year, and Terry Labonte, with 3 wins, won the championship.
It's starting to bunch up here for the lead as RJ Smitty took a look low again, but here's probably your dad all the way up to second place.
And took that momentum.
Low at Aquatati.
He had the momentum down the front straightaway, and like you said, the 3 was down low. The 32 just stayed in line, and as they got to the turn, he had all that momentum, and he went low in the 00. We'll see if he can make it stick going into turn 3.
He was in 4th place just like a lap ago. He has shot out of a cannon here right to the front of the field. The 32 truck fighting for the lead with Aquatati.
The 3 just behind him giving him a shove down the front straightaway. The 32 will lead that lap.
Yeah, the 32 with help from the 3, the 00 with help from the 98. A little bit of tandem drafting here at Homestead.
He'll have his preferred line in turns 1 and 2, and he'll get a little distance here. While the 3 and the 00 stay side by side, the 98 puts his nose into the mix. The 38 of Mopower Disaster and the 23 just behind them. Mopower Cat, the 23.
Yeah, probably your dad said he's not playing around anymore. He's going to the front, and he did just that. He is now your leader. He got around Aquatati, made that move clean, and is now trying to stretch that gap as Aquatati is fighting RJ Smitty now for second place.
We are on board with Mopower Cat as he trails this front pack here.
Taddy able to hang on for now. Clears the 3 truck into turn 3.
RJ Smitty is a fast truck, but RJ Smitty definitely hasn't been able to just get himself to the lead just of yet.
He hasn't seemed as strong tonight as he has at other tracks, but he is by no means not in position for this win. He has still got one of the top trucks in the field, even if he hasn't led the most laps tonight.
Mopower Cowboy on pit road. Something has happened, something amiss with the 8 truck as he sits here motionless on pit road. Tough break, who is having such a good run. Mopower D. Smith.
Was in the top 5.
Mopower D. Smith. And the 15 of T-Bird also on pit road.
Oh, the 00 Taddy got super loose there off the turn 2. He's going to lose quite a few spots and time.
Yeah, we are on board with Justin Hackett. He's going to go by the 00. He's in 8th place now.
Also got loose.
A little contact with the 00 and the 98 there. But Aquatati's going to pull ahead. 53 laps to go as they just crossed the line the last time. We've done 18 laps so far here in stage number 1. McLovin Racing has requested a view on Sludge. We'll give him a view. Let's see. Where is he? There he is. Just behind Justin Hackett. This is a battle for just inside the top 10. 3 wide, it looks like, for 8th place. Or 7th place, as Sludge is in 7th. Spenker 24 trying to make a battle now. Aquatati, who fell back to this group, is trying to draft his way back in front of them all. There you see Blakey T in the 16, who led much of stage number 2, as he pushes the 13 in turn number 3. I almost said stage number 3.
This is an absolute cluster right here.
Everybody wants to be in 7th.
That has allowed the top 4 to really break away. And lurking right there in 4th is the Cat. We haven't really mentioned Mo Power Cat too much tonight. Right.
No, we haven't. He had that trouble early on. He's been hanging around the top 5 here in stage 3.
Cat loose again off of turn 2.
Well, that's going to cost him maybe the draft here. He's going to try and catch up to Blakey T, who's the tail end of the second pack again.
Draft isn't the tell-all, end-all here tonight, but it certainly helped.
The 16 is going to pit. He's the first to go down pit road, it appears. Which is to the detriment of Alcatati, who now has a much larger gap to gain any draft from.
Seems a bit early.
The 02 is coming off of pit road. SMK Sludge making a pass on the 38. It's going to put him in 6th place, just behind the 88 of Justin Hackett.
Yeah, if you pit before about 48, 49 laps to go, you're really going to have to save a lot to be able to make it to the end.
Well, they may not be pitting for fuel. They may be pitting because of tire wear. And if you set your car up loose, if you don't have those right side tires wearing efficiently, that right rear is going to go pretty fast.
Yeah, it's just a couple laps early for those guys, but right now we are going to be on 48 to go, and that's right in prime position to be able to make it on one more stop without really having to conserve all that much.
Your leader is still the number 32 of probably your dad.
Spady coming in this time.
It looks like he gave the sign going down the back straightaway. Country Caliber just ahead, above him in 2nd. Low Power Cat in 4th in the 23.
Oh, probably your dad calls an audible. He comes down pit lane as well. Almost loses it.
Yeah, almost screwed up the 3 as he wasn't expecting the 32 to pit. But both through. Oh, and Alcatati got sideways on the entrance of pit road. Not sure if that was lag. It could have been lag.
I was just outside of the, I got into the pit box, but that wall's so close.
Gotcha.
Here come your other 2 leaders, Caliber, Mo Power Cat. They're coming down this time, 1 lap later than the first 2. See how clean they can get on and off pit lane. These guys, they have to use that access road to get off pit lane, and it can be a little bit tricky. It's very narrow.
Yeah, you can't just punch it. You can't just hold the accelerator down on the way out of pit lane.
You've got to feather that thing around that flat access road. Grass on both sides of it. So
we left the camera on the 32 truck. He's gonna beat the 3 out of pit road. Can he get some distance here? Does he have a better line through the warm-up lane? He does get a little bit of distance. Listening to the engine, I don't hear any lifting. He's gonna pull out ahead of the 3 truck by a pretty wide margin.
Yeah, that was textbook there, getting off the pit lane for the 32 truck.
Looks like the 45 is going to be coming down the pit road this time as he touches the grass a little. Down in turn number 4.
All right, we'll see where the other 2 cycle out in regards to the 32. See Caliber down there on the access road. Looks like the 32 is going to come out with the lead.
Not sure, but I think the 16 has earned himself back into the top 5 here. We'll see how it irons out, but he's not too far from the 3. In fact, just the 88. I'm sorry, is that the 88 or the 90? Yeah, the 88 of Justin Hackett just got in front of Blakey T when he came out.
Yeah, Blakey T did pit a couple laps before these guys and did use those fresh tires to his advantage to be able to catch them. Now on those couple lap older tires, the challenge is going to be holding on to them.
SMK Sledge gets a challenge.
You can already tell that the 98 is pulling away from him.
A challenge from Alcatraz. That's actually 88 of Justin Hackett right here in front of the 2 and the 00. Specker 24 just ahead of them. And I don't know if he had a bad pit road entrance or exit, but the 38 of Mopao Disaster was passed by all these guys. All these guys were behind him, and now he's behind all of them. And Blakey T is in 4th. of the cars who pitted. We're unsure. I think everyone is pitted.
Yes, everyone will have pit at least once by now.
Well, let's see if the 16 of Blakey T, Mo Power Cat, and Evo B can get together and maybe draft towards the front. Mo Power Cat's going to make a pass for the lead, to get into fourth over Blakey T. He probably has a lap or two of fresher tires.
Yeah, you can tell the difference on the tires right there. Blakey T pit early and is now paying for it as these guys with the fresher tires are getting back around him. Looks like T-Bird's another driver that blew an engine here tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Shame. Usually a front runner here in the Tuesday night series.
Here's our Butters sighting coming out of turn number 4. He's just behind the 74 of Old Guy 24 and who's in the 34? That's a Mo Power.
It's Butters.
That's me. Well, it's not me. It's him. Mo Power D. Smith. That's in the 34. Brian is having one of his better runs tonight. We've seen him near the front a little bit. The Evo B, he is in, I believe that's 6th place. Looks like RJ Smitty has caught probably your dad. They pit at the same exact time. Nobody has any newer tires or any fresher or anything. They are fairly evenly matched. But let's see if RJ Smitty can use that skill and get himself in front. Taddy, I have a message for you from somebody named McLovin Racing. He wanted to let you know that you are still trash.
And he's not wrong still.
I am merely the messenger. Merely the messenger.
Oh, that was brutal.
I felt like it was important, the way he wrote it.
Urgent.
Well, hey, at least Aqua Taddy didn't quit the broadcast booth in the middle of the race.
Factual.
It's alright, we got the best gator. We got the best gator in this booth.
The real gator.
That's right.
Not that wannabe from Pensacola.
Nah, he's probably not even watching. He doesn't care.
Call yourself a gator and you're from Pensacola, boy. Get on my level from Gainesville. Born at Shands Hospital in Gainesville, Florida. Get on my level.
Well,
yes,
I'm not
talking to you, people.
I am not from Florida. I am from New York. But when I was a kid, I hated the Hurricanes and loved the Seminoles.
Oh.
But hey, we can hate the Hurricanes together.
Puke.
Not yeah, they're puke lately.
Good, they can stay that way. Anyways, back to the action here. Caliber is having a heck of a time trying to run down these top two. They've been drafting together, but he is slowly but surely reeling them in as he is looking right ahead here at probably your dad and RJ Smitty. These are your top 3 here late in the going.
And a reminder, Country Caliber had a poor starting spot, and he made it to the front pretty quick, and he has stayed here.
There is still one pit stop looming for these guys.
I'm trying to get the laps remaining.
Probably with around 22, 23, maybe even 24 to go. We'll expect to see these guys on pit road. Excuse me.
RJ Smitty isn't doing much of attempting to pass the 32. He's pretty content just following in line for right now. It's the kind of situation with RJ Smitty, you can make your pass on pit road.
You can make the pass on pit road.
35 to go.
But at the same time, you cannot make a mistake getting on or off pit lane. We've seen these guys before. Those speeding penalties, they're tough.
You know, I think
this late in the going, you can't overcome something like that.
I'd like to see in a future game. I doubt we see this in the next game, but pit road practice where they set you up on like a flying lap, and then you have to just come into pit road and maybe score it in a certain time frame. Because I think a lot of us could use practice like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a challenge scenario.
Right, make it fun, but also at the same time teach you, because every track is different, from Darlington to Indianapolis.
Tutorial.
You know, they're not all as easy as Pocono to get on, but some of these tracks, you know, it's a little different. Dover, that's a much different pit road to get onto.
Yeah, Dover's hard to get on.
And you got to go way down to 35 at Dover.
Yeah.
Oh, the 30 got a little loose.
Yeah, he got super loose.
3 did not make a move, though. He's going to stay right there. Give him a little bump, it looked like, in the middle of the turn. Probably halfway through this run now. SMK Sludge leading to 88 and 38. This looks like it's a battle for... Well, it's kind of back there. It's a battle for 9th with SMK Sludge in the position right now. So the 38, who we saw up front most of the day, it now finds himself in 11th.
Should have about 31 laps remaining right here. Still a good chunk of time left in tonight's race.
Here we are on your pole sitter, the 00 of Aquataddy. He's following Spegger 24 and Blakey T in the number 16 Toyota. Blakey T represents the 5th place truck, as Spegger 24 and Aquataddy would love to take his place and lead this pack as they run down the leaders. 2 wide here for the 16 and 24. We are on board with the 00. He's going to pick the high line and give that Hooters Chevrolet a big push into 5th. And he's going to make his move down low here into turn number 1.
Yeah, I think what these guys here in the second pack needs is a caution, and they're going to have to wish a long time for one of those since we don't run them here. They're going to have to hope that one of these leaders or all of these leaders have a mistake at some point here in these remaining 30 laps or so.
Well, as Aquataddy takes 5th place and leads this second pack, his biggest chance would be if the 3 and 32 got together and took out the 98 and who's with them? The 16. 16's actually on pit road. Blakey T is going to come down, one of the first trucks to hit pit road in stage 3. This goes by all those trucks who are out of the race.
I don't think Blakey T can make it from here. It's early for him, so he's going to have to pit up the 3rd time.
And again, I feel like these guys are pitting for tires. The way they have their trucks set up, they are wearing their tires a bit faster than maybe these leaders are.
Yeah, there's no way he'll be able to make it from here, so expect to see the 16 truck on pit lane at least one more time. Which is unfortunate because he's been really good here tonight, but just used up his stuff too bad.
When Probably Your Dad touches the line this time by, there will be 27 laps to go, if I have that right.
So within the next 5 laps, we'll see these leaders come down pit lane.
And they should make it the rest of the way if they pit with 24 to go or less.
24 to go opens the window without having to save, really. 23 and 22, 23 to go would be extremely comfortable. And you can even push a little bit on that, but 24, you can make it with 24 to go. You just wouldn't be able to be as racy as you normally would.
What's the fun in that?
None. So I would really like to see these guys be able to make it to 22, 23 to go, and then hit from there. But we'll see.
Yeah, nobody else looks like that they've taken the pit road just yet. Only Blakey T, as we saw. RJ Smitty, who's still behind probably your dad. RJ Smitty, we've said his name probably more than anybody. He has been in second place most of this race. He hasn't led that much, if really at all.
I tell you what, though, that 98 is closing in on these guys, and it's not because of himself. He's got some help. That 23 truck of Mo Power Cat, he has been the fastest truck on the lap the last few laps, and he is pushing that 98 truck up to these leaders. Oh, Smitty might be calling audible right here. Might be coming to pit lane. That was a really late signal down the back straightaway.
He might have just got loose, but we'll see if he hits pit road this time. Usually one of the guys that takes...
So does Dad.
But they're going to pit a lap earlier at least than Country Caliber and Mo Power Cat. And they are side by side on pit road. Like, give it to RJ Smitty. He didn't follow the 32. He got next to him. And since this game won't care, we'll just drive through each other. No one has to slow down to get in their pit lane, to get in their pit box.
So the next two, they're going to pit this time. Coming in now. Here comes Caliber. Here comes Cat.
Yeah, that's being the
Pretty
32.
safe entry there for the 98, as well as the rest of the field. This is looking like a caution, and everybody's just coming in at the same time.
The 32 looks like he's going to just edge RJ Smitty off of pit lane. We will stay on these two as we get back around the track and see where they blend up with the 98 and the 23 of Mo Power Cat.
That 32 had a really good angle there coming off of that access road as well. Was able to make up a couple of truck lengths there on RJ Smitty.
Not as wide of a gap as we saw the last time they pit, but still, he got the edge coming out the pit lane, and he had a better line through the warm-up.
Now the 98 and the 23, they're going to lose a little bit of time on those one-lap older tires, but we'll see how they cycle out here.
98 is already out. He's on the warm-up lane in turns 1 and 2.
Definitely lost some ground to these guys.
It looks like they got passed. Yeah, the 98 is still coming on the back straightaway as the 3 and 32.
He's going to have a lot of time to make up.
Yeah, they definitely lost time to where they were in conjunction to these two. A lot of time. In fact, the 23 lost even more time. So they're not even together at this point.
That 98's going to have this 3 truck come up here and battle this 32 for a couple of laps to be able to get that gap back down.
Yeah, and then be disciplined and stay in line and draft each other back up here. Brian SP coming off the pit lane.
These leaders on pit road anymore tonight. They pit within that window there that they can make it to the end of the race. So it's all out from here.
Now the question is, when does RJ Smitty try to make his move? Do you just follow and wait for the last couple of laps, or do you try to get out there now with the lap traffic coming in front of you?
If I'm RJ Smitty, I've said it time and time again because it's kind of what I do. I'd just sit there and ride. I'd save my stuff. I wouldn't really worry about the lap traffic right now. I would just be able to save my stuff, hope the 32 burns his stuff up, and be able to make a move at the end.
When they touch,
it is sort of hard to pass here at times, so we'll see how he likes to play this. But it looks like he's just going to stay right on the bumper.
When they crossed the line there, it was 20 to go. Now here comes RJ Smitty a little low. May not be for a pass, may just be taking the lower line. As you said, taking care of his tires, taking care of his truck. Gets right back in line down the back straightaway. The 2 cars in front of them are drafting, so it's not as easy to catch them and pass them. It's going to make it that much more arduous once they do catch them to try and get around both of them. That's the 02 of Blaney Fan and the 45 of Brian SP.
Excuse me. Heavy traffic. These leaders are really going to get affected here. Oh, there was some contact right in front of them.
Yeah, the 16 got out of shape, and the 45 went high to avoid them, and everybody else did too, and that put the 32 into the rear of the 45. Didn't look intentional.
That was incredibly close.
but they save it, and they're going to be right back where they were, 1-2, probably your dad and RJ Smitty.
That was almost a nightmare for your leaders here as the 45 truck gets loose. More contact.
Yeah, the 32 didn't give the most space to the 45. 45 had almost nowhere else to go. He was already high.
They're puckered up here through this lap traffic.
Yeah, a little anxiousness may have crooked in there on probably your dad to get around these slower trucks as he almost got into some trouble there. The 3 even gives him a little space down the back straightaway.
I think that was much closer than what he wanted.
Well, here we go. The 3 is going to give a push to the 0-2.
That 0-2 is really getting a push. The lap traffic here is really affecting his leaders as the 0-2 puts the 3 in the wall.
I think the 3 came down on him, actually, with the way it looked on our screen here. But yeah, the 0-2 was down low, and the 3 kind of... I don't know if he was loose. I don't know if he turned deliberately into him, but it looks like Blaney fan is upsetting some people.
The traffic here is not playing nice with the leaders, and it has really hurt RJ Smitty. Probably your dad's now got a big lead.
And cars to draft off of. And Christian Caliber is in second place.
These leaders are not going to be happy with the way the lap trucks have raced them here on the final stint of the race.
I'll say the first incident looked like just bad timing. The 16 got out of shape, and the leaders and lap cars were coming up on him. But then, yeah, it looked like the lap cars maybe should have let the leaders go by, and they just stayed in their line. It's a bit of an etiquette thing.
I mean, it's not over for these guys second on back, but they're going to need to not fight like they are right now and just ride in line and hope that the draft is going to be able to catch the 32 truck. But it's going to be hard to be able to catch them now.
Yeah, outside of a big mistake out of the 32, that's pretty much his race to lose.
Yeah, 23 truck just got loose and hit the inside wall in the back straightaway, so that's going to eliminate him from contention. So that's one less driver to help the 3 and the 98 get back up there.
We do have the 45 just behind him, but that's a little lap car. Not sure he'll be much help.
Probably your dad trying to get around Hellraiser. Hellraiser catches the wall. That was another nervous moment for your leader, but does get around there, so he's got clean air yet again.
We haven't mentioned him in a little while, but Aquatati, Spectre 24, SMK Sludge, and Evo B are in a pack. This is the tail end of the top 10 now.
Just brutal the way the race played out right here for the leaders, but great for probably your dad. He was able to survive most of it, survive it the easiest there, and he has found himself in prime position to finally hit the victory lane this season.
Aquatati is running in 5th as he leads this pack of cars. That's 6th, 7th, and 8th behind him. Spectre 24 will now be in 8th. Your outside pole sitter, Mo Power Disaster, is kind of having a disaster of a race now as he finds himself at the tail end of the top 10 here. He might be in 10th or 11th, but he was battling in the top 5 for much of the early going.
Kind of keeping an eye on this 3 truck right here. I know you kind of drive faster when you're mad, and I know he's probably seeing red right now. So
you can drive faster when you're mad. You also make more mistakes when you're mad.
I drive faster when I'm mad, trust me. It gives me more motivation to just get back up there. but I'm seeing if he can close that gap to the 32. And it's kind of maintained, so the advantage 32.
He'll get a little help when he can draft off of the 87, but it's going to be a little bit before he catches him. That black Silverado, the 32 truck, is just rolling away from these guys at the time being. Now, RJ Smitty does have help from the 98, but you really need 3 cars in a line to make a significant change in your lap times, especially if you're trying to run somebody down. And obviously 4 or 5 trucks would be better than that, but 2 trucks just don't quite have the same prowess of a draft that's going to, really allow you to catch the guys in front. SMK Sludge now in 6th, just behind Aquatati. Got around the Evo B. 02, now he's getting out of the way out of these guys as he went down below the white line in the back straightaway. Big push out of the number 2 into the 00 in the middle of the turn. Not usually something you want to do in the middle of turns, but they made it out all right here. Blakey T, after that mishap in turn 1, looks like he called it quits. Something broke on his Toyota, and he has parked it for the evening. Tough break for the 16 camp.
Yeah, he was fast early on, and luck didn't fall his way.
Mo Power Cat running in 4th all by himself. He does have a large pack of cars, a gaggle, if you will, led by Aquatati, barreling down on him.
It's quite the gaggle, too. These guys have been fighting hard.
You see, we've gone in line here for a little bit, and that's going to get... Now, that pack of cars, if they were second place on back, would have a much better shot at running down probably your dad. But as it stands, they're just too far away. They can make a run here at 4th place with Mo Power Cat.
Yeah, it's too little too late for these guys back here, but they're still competing for a top 5 finish.
When they touch the line, I will tell you how much they have left. 6 laps when they touch the line there. So when they touch the line this time by, it will be 5 to go. Almost said it. I got the 87. The 3 has caught him, but I thought there was the 32 real quick. I was about to say, oh my God, the 3 has caught the 32.
The 87 stayed out of the way there from Smitty and Country Caliber. But the 32, he's got a comfortable gap. So he can just kind of hit his marks and cruise from here. No traffic in front of him, nothing behind him, no pressure.
Yeah, the 98 isn't much of a help. Even in the 2-car draft, can't help from that far back. So the 3 is essentially on his own here. And again, you're going to have to wait and see if the 32 slips up. Maybe runs into another lap car, because that is the only shot RJ Smitty's going to have at catching a win here. But, like you said earlier, your points leader, probably your dad, does not have a victory. Is tonight the night that he breaks through and gets that first win?
It's looking increasingly likely here, Brink.
I think this lap will be 3 to go.
Yep, this will be 3 to go here.
3 more circuits around the Homestead Raceway here in Homestead, Florida. Just a stone's throw away from South Beach.
That's a long stone throw.
About a 45-minute stone's throw. Maybe an hour.
I don't even think Patrick Mahomes could throw the stone that far.
I can throw it over the mountains over there. Thankfully, in Florida, there are no mountains.
Uncle Rico couldn't even throw the stone that far.
2 to go here at Homestead. The Ego Boost Ford 200.
The 23 caught the 98.
Eddie did. The 98's pace has really fallen off here. He kind of used up the stuff there.
Yeah, trying to stay with the 3. Aquatati has broken away from that pack as well as he tries to run down those 2 trucks. The 23, Mo Power Cat, making a move here on Country Caliber.
Yeah, around the outside, too.
Guess who's back? Probably your dad. One more time around this famed speedway in southern Florida.
what a victory this is going to be for probably your dad if you can make it around this next half lap.
He really deserves it, especially after almost getting in trouble with the lap cars and making it through. Unfortunately for RJ Smitty, though.
He was in position the whole race, so he definitely deserved it.
And don't forget, he was one of those lap savers, fuel savers in stage 2.
Yeah. So probably your dad going to come home, take the victory here tonight at Homestead. RJ Smitty going to come home second. Cat gets third. Country Cow fourth. Aqua Tatty rounding out your top 5.
Way to go, guys. What a race. Good job. Probably your dad. Victory number 1. I'm sure he's super excited.
It's got to feel good to get that monkey off the back.
Hey, real quick, I just want to give a shout to the YouTube deal. There's a guy, Travis, out there. Just private message me, name's Aquatati on Facebook or Aquatati here on VSN. That'll get you linked.
There you go. Follow the instructions, Travis Schallenberger, and try and get yourself involved. Well, probably your dad takes his victory lap down pit road. We'll probably be getting out of here. I'll try and get a quick interview with your winner.
Yeah, so probably your dad gets the win. RJ Smitty second, Mo Power Cat third, Country Cow fourth, Aqua Tatty your top 5. 6th, SMK Sludge. 7th is going to be Mo Power Disaster. 8th is Justin Shackett. 9th is Evo, and rounding out your top 10 is Spanker.
That means Mo Power Disaster did not get back in the top 10.
12th is Butters. 13th, Hellraiser. 14th is going to be Brian SP. And 15th is going to be Heavy Duty. So 16th through 20, these are the guys that have some trouble here tonight. Blaney Fan going to end up 16th. Blakey T. 11 laps down. 11 laps down and 17th. 18th T-Bird. 19th Mo Power Cowboy. And 20th, rounding out your field, Mo Power D. Smith.
Well, we'll see. We'll get the winner. We'll get the top 2 in here at least, right? If not, we'll get Mo Power Cat in here as well if they're around. But we'll do a quick interview with your winner here. Victory Circle.
Wait. Who do you want?
I'll take the top 2 definitely. If you if Mo Power Cat wants to come in too, that'd be fine.
Alright, I'll go. And then I'll be headed out of here. So.
And that is your podium. I think we should start awarding points for fastest lap. I think that's important.
We do actually on the custom side, just not on the soccer side.
Gotcha. Well, here he is. Probably your dad, as the rest of the top 3 starts to join the booth here. Probably your dad. First of all, congratulations. This is Brickerhoff 17. Good to see you in Victory Lane.
Thank you. Not a good start to the race at all, but somehow I was able to get back up there. Saved a little bit in stage 2. Restarted about 10th and got back up there by the end of the first fuel run.
Yeah, that stage 2 saving and getting you up in the top 5 at the end of stage 2 really sets you up for this stage 3.
Yeah, thankfully. Really helped. I needed to win after not scoring any points in either of the first 2 stages.
Gator?
Well, probably your dad, I was talking about you during the race. You do seem to find some trouble early on in these races, but at the end you always find your way back up to the front, collecting these good finishes. You were the points leader in there tonight, but had that big goose egg in the win column. How does it feel to finally get that monkey off your back, hit up victory lane for the first time this season?
Oh, it feels really good, especially after the past few weeks. I've had such good trucks, and just one little thing goes wrong in the race, and then there's such good competition in this league that it's kind of out of your hands once you have one little mistake. But tonight I was able to have the mistake early, kind of overcome it, and it feels really good to get the win finally.
Speaking of go ahead.
I got one more. It didn't come easy, though. The lap traffic really gave you guys 0 favors there in the final stint of that race. How were you able to navigate those guys better than what RJ was able to and be able to get it home here for the
Well, I just got doored a little bit less than he did because I definitely felt that. I think some of the lap cars should learn a little respect within 15 to go, but that's just me.
Well, we noticed that the 16 got out of shape, and that kind of backed everybody to the high side at that one part of the lap. But then later on, and RJ Smitty, for you, what happened with the 02 coming out of turn 4?
I don't know. He ended up getting into the leader, probably your dad, and then I tried to go below them and he turned down. I don't know if he was trying to block me or if he just can't drive. But he ended up hitting the apron and then coming up and getting into me, and then he hit the wall in the inside or something. I don't know.
All right, it looked awkward on our end. We couldn't tell what was lag. Yeah, we couldn't tell what looked like lag or what looked like a mistake out of somebody. But all we knew was you guys got together, and that was pretty much your race.
Yep.
Now,
4 laps down.
Mopower Cat, you finished third. That was a good end of the race run you had on Country Caliber in the '98 truck. How was your race? Coming home third, pretty good job.
Thank you. It was a long one.
Yes, it was. Miami tends to be.
Finally got a good qualifying spot, and we got wrecked in lap 3. Went back to the field, and the field strategy. It was just all over the place. I don't know if you got it on camera, but I got wrecked. About 15 to go, and somehow saved it.
Oh, I don't think we saw that. No, we did see your first wreck. Lap number 3, we had you sideways, upside down on the inside wall. But then it was really impressive to watch you come back through the field the rest of the race.
Yeah, it was just, I'm going to be aggressive, and every time I'm not aggressive, I get wrecked. So I'm just going to be aggressive from now on.
Gotcha. We'll see how it goes. 2 more races to go, guys, before the playoffs. You're going to Canadian Tire next week. I will not be there. You'll be with Gator Mike and whoever else joins the booth next week. I will be away in the great state of Missouri. I know. I know, we got family there. That's why we're going. But we're going to go visit Kansas City, eat some barbecue. So I will miss you guys. But I really, really hope, I can't wait to come back for the final regular season race. And I want predictions out of all 3 of you that are in here right now. We'll start with Mopower Cat, and then we'll go up to probably your dad. But Mopower Cat, what is your prediction for your final point standings?
At the end of the year, or just regular season?
I'm sorry. Going into the playoffs.
Probably 8, I would say.
Where are you now?
I don't know.
Okay. How about you, RJ Smithy? I know you guys are near the top.
I'm going to go with numero uno.
All right. RJ Smitty predicting a first-place seed going into the playoffs. But the person who had the lead coming into the race and is clearly keeping the lead coming out of the race, your winner, probably your dad, what do you say?
I guarantee you I'll find a way to choke it away to RJ.
Honesty is an attribute, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, it was a pleasure. Gator Mike, do you have anything else for these guys?
No, I don't, but make sure to tune in next week. Road course racing north of the border, Canada, eh?
Blakey T won your last road course race at Watkins Glen. Can he pull it off 2 in a row? Will probably your dad win 2 races in a row? Will RJ Smitty turn up the heat and get his road course victory? Or will Private Patton come back and ruin everyone's party? You're going to have to tune in next Tuesday and find out the answer to all those questions. All right, everybody. It was a pleasure. Thanks for joining in. We'll see you again next week. This is Briggerhoff 17, Gator Mike, and Aqua Tatty, and I guess to a lesser extent, Pete Colligator. We will see you all next Tuesday. Have a good night. Godspeed and go fast.